didn't realize, which is number 17, the heavy impact it was on him because he was raised differently than me. Not too much, but enough for it to be a difference in our relationship, especially if the person was abused. And I will have to put in a disclaimer to say that this particular answer did not come from me. It came from somebody else. So my ex-husband, he was not abused. Just in case somebody is watching this that knows him, somebody else gave me this to actually say. So I just want to put that out there. But anyway, they basically wanted me to make sure that I mentioned that if the person is abused, the way that they rear the children is different than if you were not abused. I wish I would have known to ask more specific and direct questions to investigate and or understand his past. I was just going along with the happy-go-lucky, right? So sometimes he would do certain things and I would be like, what's up with this dude? Like, what? Or he would say certain things or react a certain way to things and I'd be like, what's going on with this dude? And then all of a sudden he would be back to his happy-go-lucky self. So I did not investigate enough or even try to understand his past because I just didn't know. I wish I would have known that your spouse cannot make you happy. You yourself have to be happy. You yourself have to be whole. Your spouse cannot make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. They can add to your happiness, but they themselves cannot make you happy. Number 20. Oh my God, I wish I'd have known this. I wish I would have known how different men and women communicate, how differently we think, how differently we love. Just we different. You could say something and I could say something. It's the same sentence, but you hear something as in the man, you hear something different. Me as in a woman, I hear something completely different. I wish I would have known that. That could have helped out in a lot of situations. That right there, number 20. How we communicate completely different, how we love completely different. That could have made a huge difference. I wish I would have known that you cannot. Come closer. I want you to get this. You cannot and do not give up your hobbies and or your friends. Now, I'm not saying you have to keep every single hobby in the book. I'm not saying that you have to keep every single friend in the book, because some people are fair weather. They're only meant for a season. They're not meant for a lifetime. However, if you've given up every single person because your spouse don't like them, probably need to reconsider and rethink some things. There might be some lightweight abuse going on or getting ready to start, because usually that happens when they want to isolate you from your friends and family. Just saying, pay attention to those things. Yeah, I remember giving up a lot of my friends. He would just basically mention how he didn't like them. Next thing I know, they was gone out of my life. And you know, the sad thing, because I didn't know what I needed, wanted, and desired, or I didn't know that I didn't have to give up my friends, right? That could have just been one of our struggles, or one of the things that we agree to disagree on. But I didn't realize I had the power to say no, until one day I got tired of getting rid of all my damn friends. It was never about my family, but it was always about my friends. I would talk to my friend months later, and he'd be like, hey, I called you. I mean, old boy ain't tell you? No, I left a message. I remember going to check the answer machine sometime. Wasn't be no messages on there. I got rid of a lot of friends. A lot of friends. Number 22. I wish I would have known that you have to give each other time and space to grow, learn, think, and to recharge. So you can come back with a fresh head, fresh space, and you ready to delve deeper into the relationship. Number 23. I wish I would have known not to compare my relationship to other relationships or other marriages. Number 24, I actually kind of said this before, but I have to repeat this, which is no one can make you whole. You have to be whole coming into the relationship. It's one person that's already whole joining together with the second person that's already whole. Y'all, two whole people coming together. See, I was already fragile and broken. And he was fragile and broken. We wasn't whole before we got into a relationship. There's no wonder it didn't work out, right? I wish I would have known how different marriage is in reality versus the fantasy that we see on TV. It's completely different, y'all. Oh my gosh. Not necessarily in a bad way, but definitely in a you need to be experienced way. Not they go through 2 or 3 problems throughout the movie relationship and then they live happily ever after. It's a continuous growth process in the marriage. It's not the fantasy that you see on TV. It's some work involved in keeping things cohesive. I wish I would have known not to keep things that I was angry about bottled up inside. I wish I would have known to express them right when it happens or shortly after you've calmed down. That way, when he does something else months later, I don't have a list from here to Timbuktu to tell him about all the things that's been sitting here, just heavy on my heart, just weighing me down. I'm waiting for the moment where I could just explode on, right? Wish I'd have known not to do that. Tackle the issues right then and there, or shortly after. Again, when you've calmed down, when the other person has calmed down. I wish I'd have known that love is not sappy like you see it on TV. It's not sappy like that. Depends on who you get with, but most of the time love is not sappy like you see on TV. It's just not. Y'all both want y'all space sometimes. Y'all want to be in each other's face. Y'all might want to be in the same household but in 2 different rooms. You're not always lovey-dovey, connected with each other, holding hands and singing Kumbaya together. Just not like that. Which again, quality time is my thing. Touch is another thing for me. So I like sappy. I was expecting sappy, but I just didn't know. I'm engaged now, and so obviously I know all of these things now. However, number 28, I wish I would have known how important it is, or was, I should say, how important it was to cover my spouse with continuous prayers. Now my fiance, I don't even know if he know how much I pray for him and pray for us and pray for our family. But I am a super prayer warrior. I get my prayer in, y'all. I wish I would have known how important it is to cover your spouse with prayers. Especially if the relationship is getting serious now, y'all. Cover your spouse with prayers. I like to say this all the time, which is focus on the positive, boo. You got to focus on the positive of what your spouse is actually bringing to the table, the positive of what they actually can do, and don't focus on the negative or the things that just drive you absolutely bananas. One of my videos coming up very shortly is about relationship pet peeves, so stay tuned for that one. Number 30 is don't be afraid to love the most in the relationship. I wish I'd have known that. So you have to understand that sometimes y'all not going to be equal in y'all love for each other for various reasons. And so you have to not be afraid to show your love the most sometimes. They need it. They might need that encouragement. They might be stuck in a rut about something. A lot of times it's about a career or job or, some type of a raise or something dealing with money. You might need to show your love to them in order for them to start expressing their love back to you. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't let that fear hold you back from experiencing the best relationship that you can have. See, here at I Love Me, I am trying to dramatically decrease the divorce rate so you guys can have one marriage and not go through the same thing that I went through. Thank you guys for watching. Now back to Audrey.
Thank you for featuring on my channel. I hope that you'll stop by soon. Part 2 is probably my favorite, but I'm going to touch on the ones that I really like and just make comments very quickly. Number 20, I wish I knew as well. And I'm married and still gonna be married. I wish I knew. And this is something that affects me every argument. Every argument, number 20, will show up. Number 23, I don't really do this a lot, but I think I do it when I watch TV. Where it's like, Oh, how cute. He hugged her so good.
Why don't you hug me like that?
I can be a little crazy sometimes. Number 25, reality versus fantasy. Like I just said, I watch TV and I'm very sappy because I like romance. And so when I watch romance and stuff, sometimes it can get a little confusing. And before marriage, I loved romance. I read every romance novel you can possibly get your hands on, and it messed me up. It really messed me up. And so I had to differentiate between reality and fantasy, and it was hard. And sometimes I think I'm still struggling to differentiate both. Number 26, bottling things up and not addressing them on time. Y'all, when I tell you I still do this, I still do this. I still do this. He's gonna be like, you wanna talk about it? No, I don't wanna talk about it. Why do I wanna talk about it right now? I don't wanna talk about it. Just leave me alone. I don't wanna talk about it. I don't wanna talk about it right now. I said I don't wanna talk about it right now. And then later on, he's like, what are you talking about? When did that happen? It's because I had time to fester it, you guys. It just builds and builds and builds, and I just get more angrier. And the thing that happened though wasn't that serious, but because I had time to fester it, it just becomes nonsense. I need to pray, get deliverance from that. To talk about stuff when stuff is really happening. Ridiculous. All right, the next one. Praying for your spouse. I thought that was probably the best advice ever. You need to pray for your spouse, not when you get married, before you get married. Pray for your spouse throughout your relationship. Pray for the person you want to be with. Like, I can't even say that enough. Pray if you got a boyfriend. Pray when you got that fiance, and most especially keep praying when you got a boyfriend. Keep praying for the husband, because boyfriend might not be it, but you keep praying for your husband. If you got a fiance, he might not be it. Whether he is it or not, pray and keep praying as well. Does that make sense? Like, just because you got a fiance right now or a boyfriend, pray for him and pray for yourself, but also pray for your future. Does that make sense? So he might not be it, but make sure you got your future covered in prayer as well. I'm just saying. Number 30, not being afraid to be the one that loves the most was one of the ones that she touched on as well. And I absolutely love that tip, because sometimes it feels like you're giving a lot of yourself and getting nothing back, and it's okay. It's okay to be the one that is. And then you feel like, oh my God, I probably love him more than he loves me. Who cares? Who cares? Do it. Love is a good thing. Love is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I just found these tips to be just incredible. You guys definitely go check out her channel. I will leave all her information in the description box below. Do subscribe to her channel. She gives amazing relationship advice as well, tips, tricks, all that stuff, and she's just amazing. She's an amazing person. I've gotten to know her personally a little bit, and I'm just amazed, and I'm in love with who she is and who she's becoming and who she's going to be, who she already is, I should say, because she technically already is the greatness that she's going to be. See what I did there? Anyways, please do right by me and check her out. Alright, you guys, stay tuned. Do subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already. Do comment below what your favorite tips were from the video as well. Like it, share it. Make sure you share it with somebody, okay? I'll see you guys in the next video.